You're listening to the New Old Heads podcast, shot live every Tuesday at twitch.tv/newoldheads and released every Thursday at noon via bringingdowntheband.com. The show is brought to you by Coleman Dental, Printfinity, Indie CD and Vinyl, and Sun King Brewery. Support the show directly by becoming a member at patreon.com/newoldheads.
You are now tuned in to the New Old Heads podcast. I am Major 7th. The entire crew is here, starting off with my man, Longevity. How are you, sir?
Doing all right, Michael.
How are
Thank
you?
Yep.
It warms my heart, man. I'm glad that you're doing okay.
Okay. Thanks.
Good to see you, my friend, as always. Across the table, fresh to death as always with exclusive hockey jerseys. My man, Jay Moore. How are you, sir?
As always, blessed and highly vaccinated.
Okay, I can dig it. To my immediate left, DJ Jay Diff. What's happening, man?
Salutations.
Everything good your way?
Yep, everything's great and kosher.
Yeah, I saw you spinning some records, man. You do a good job at spinning records.
Well, you know, I appreciate it.
Yeah. I'm a fan. It might not seem like it on the show, but I'm a fan.
Was that a self-report?
Yeah,
it was.
I'm getting there. I'm better. I'm growing.
growing.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. You have to.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Man.
you know. You have to just look at yourself in the mirror sometime and look at your flaws. So
Yeah, Michael Jackson had a song called "Man in the Mirror."
he did. I'm getting there. Baby steps, right?
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all acknowledge that. That makes me feel better.
I'm
working
on
on it.
yourself
Take a look at yourself
and make that change.
Talk to him. I like it. Red August is in the building as well. He is eating, was that a can of biscuits or something? Red August is in the building. Shout out to the homie Red August.
He's just eating them raw.
Yeah, that's
Raw
weird.
dough.
Look like a can of biscuits. He's in the building, on-site production as always. We appreciate you, brother. Found out Red August is he hates KRS-One. I didn't like, he got his blood pressure went up. We're gonna talk about, Verzuz and stuff, but dang, I didn't know it was that bad. Like, he said he really put his hands on KRS-One, man. I was
Hands and feet.
Put foots in KRS-One. I ain't even realize.
KRS-One must have a flashback and think you PM Dawn and really bang that ass.
Is it my turn?
Okay, now,
Is it Red August's turn? I see you. Well played, sir.
KRS-One was the one that was like caping for Bombada after all the stuff came out, right?
Don't do this. He was.
I don't remember.
Oh yes.
that.
There's an interview where he really was. He was fighting off everything that the interviewer was throwing at him. Like, there's a video.
I can't be mad at him for that based off of when it came out and a lot of stuff hadn't been leaked or put on Front Street yet. He has not doubled back and went back to that defense.
That's fair.
Fair.
Yeah.
That is fair. That is fair.
Because they actually
Sometimes,
have some new allegations against
when
him.
you have new information, it's different. So
But
sometimes
the interview that Lone is talking about, or the one I saw,
I do remember that.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
He
but
was staunch with it though.
this
Nah.
was years ago though.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
they got some new allegations.
Because remember, I don't know if you guys remember, like Bombada was supposed to come here and play the Jazz Kitchen.
Oh, word.
And I remember, God bless the dead, Indiana Jones was one of the promoters on that, and then he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna pull back from this until we kind of get some clarity."
Was that kind
Smart
of
man.
recently? Like
No.
within the last?
that was probably about 4 or 5 years
Yeah,
ago.
it was
That's what I mean.
it was probably past. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
5 years ago.
Yeah. It's crazy that that's kind of recently to me.
Yeah,
but
KRS wasn't on the interview I saw.
I remember that.
He wasn't going.
Because I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Now, you haven't heard any Zulu Nation shows either.
Nah.
No, I mean I have people in the Zulu Nation, but they don't rep that like they,
Like it used to be, right?
No.
So I got a random. I just found something that was random, and I know we all. To me, I know especially not Red August, but he's in the sneakers. Jay Moore, I think you in the sneakers. Lone, not really. He said, okay.
No, I'm not. I get my tennis shoes from Shoe Carnival.
Here's my thing.
I was like, what do they got in here for $39.99 that'll match most of my outfits that I can wear that I can run in and wear to the club?
Here's my thing. Shaq, I think it was a couple months ago, he acquired pretty much a majority stock or ownership close to it in Reebok.
Yeah, saw that.
Obviously, we know Shaq, when he came out, Shaq Gnosis, if you follow shoes, he had a couple
Shaq Gnosis weren't the ones you should mention, though.
Oh, the pumps is the one I should mention, but the Shaq Gnosis, I fool with him.
Shaq Gnosis were trash.
Don't do that.
They were
The
absolutely
Shaqnosis was not trash.
trash.
Was not trash.
Can't have if you had a chance to
Man,
get those
listen.
in the pennies before there was the phone
I get the
posits.
pennies.
You were not getting the
I get the
Shaq.
pennies.
I know enough about shoes to know that. Even though
Shoe Carnival, well, you ain't got a deal. You still know that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Back in high
Carnival
school,
all
if you
day
had
long.
Shaqnosis,
Don't
that
do
just
that.
meant that you were a big Shaquille O'Neal fan.
Don't do that.
You were not buying Shaqnosis
Shaq-
based on the fly.
You can go right now on StockX and see Shaqnosis $550.
Didn't he
So-
sell them at Walmart?
No,
Not
that's the Shaq
Shaqnosis.
brand. Yeah, we talking about the Reebok
Shaqnosis
joints.
were Reebok.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, the Shaq brand. No, I ain't mad at him for the Shaq brand. It's
Those
affordable
shoes
shoe.
were so whack.
Well, the Shaq brand.
Yeah,
Was,
those are affordable, but the Shaqnosis was cold.
They were
They
not.
$550,
those are the
$600
black
right
and
now.
white ones, right?
Yeah.
It's got the.
Centers can't sell shoes.
And the pumps was cold. But my thing
can't
is,
get neither.
if he has a majority stake or close to it in Reebok, think about the shoes that came out. Sean Kemp, obviously AI. Like, can Shaq revive Reebok? Because Reebok is
Is that
never
the right
Well, they've
word?
been
No.
dropping those.
No. But what I'm saying is, like,
No, it's still no.
You never know though.
what I'm saying.
Because
I'm not talking about from
Jay
a
stepped into a side
You
point
stupid.
with Puma, and Puma has made leaps and bounds over the past probably 5 to
Because
6 years.
they've made it a lifestyle brand.
Terry. That's
as
what I'm saying.
opposed to an athletic. Like the thing is, if you want to really make moves in the athletic wear marketplace, you still have to be associated with a league. At one point, Reebok was the manufacturer for the NFL and the NHL.
Facts.
You know, and then they lost both of those contracts to Nike and Adidas, respectively. And you know, there's just only so much you
Reebok
can
was
do.
under the Adidas umbrella up until maybe a year ago.
True.
And I get what you talking about, Terry, because they do the one-offs. Like, you can still get the questions. They'll drop them here and there, or the the Reebok.
The kamikazes.
Kamikazes. You can't find those Shaq pumps that the ones you talking about that's cold.
I got them a few years back.
How much you pay for them? Well, I ain't gonna count
They
your
were like
pockets. Never mind.
125.
Well, you got lucky then, because they $400-500 right now. But what I'm saying is, with Shaq, to his point, to Jay Moore's point, like, can he? Is it a possibility for him to possibly revive the brand? Like, I'm talking about make Reebok cool again.
It depends on who he brings along with him.
It ain't gonna be
Whoever he
just Shaq.
sets up in that boardroom and is pressing the buttons and moving the chess pieces on the board is what's going to make the difference there. Because just like what I was saying with Jay with Puma,
Yeah.
Puma was making a little bit of noise before he stepped on, and a lot of people don't even know he has anything to do with Puma.
True.
But once he got on, you notice a lot of NBA stars start signing with Puma again.
True.
J. Cole has his own lifestyle sneaker, which is also a basketball sneaker as well. Their silhouettes just got doper, and it's a matter of getting the right people in the situations to because nobody's going to dish you because you got on some Reeboks.
No.
Reeboks have not went that far out the window to where
They're not like Spaldings.
yeah, nah.
I hate him.
Wait a minute, Avia. Remember Avia's?
Somebody
Hey.
might give you some props for having on some clean
If you got a pair of clean Avias on now, you might get some peas.
Yeah, because you've had them for 30 years in a box somewhere.
There are a few border brands. Those like Skechers, New Balance.
Skechers.
New Balance. I take New Balance over
can't make
Skechers.
a whole lot of money.
But do you know why New Balance for a long time did not have any celebrity endorsers, or at least the NBA?
I feel like you about to put me on game.
I certainly am. Because they said, okay, we're going to go ahead and endorse an athlete. And they picked James Worthy. And it was like, James Worthy.
Hey, them James Worthy New Balance is cold though.
Yeah, but you know why after that they decided, because it wasn't that long after that, James got caught up in a hotel room.
Oh, here you go. Here
with
you go.
cocaine?
With some women that wasn't his wife.
Oh,
that apparently
man.
he'd given a little money to.
Oh man.
And not to, you know. So that's why they're like, you know what, we're getting out of the endorsement game because we're so tied into this. I think it's only recently, with Kawhi Leonard of all people.
Yeah.
Them trash, by the way. I've yet to see one of his from his line that's
New
cold.
Balance every day and
Shout out
running
to
shoes.
James Worthy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, don't disrespect
He's
James
still a
Worthy now.
great player, but that's just kind of what happened.
You know, he just had a lapse. That's all right.
Yeah,
Matches
you know,
the brand.
He's
I mean, Clarence Thomas is still one of the
I
judges.
mean, I'm talking about
No,
Kawhi. I'm not
see.
talking about
So,
James.
I'm just saying.
yeah, I mean, so
He's still one of the supreme judges.
Hey, New Balance 574 is an unbeatable, undefeated shoe. I don't care what nobody say.
The
you
logo
know
is
it's
not what's really
and a
undefeated.
B.
Those gray Nikes that I bought at Shoe Carnival for only $39.95. Those are the most comfortable shoes I think I've ever owned.
I ain't here to
Say
diss
you
anybody
like dad shoes without saying you like dad shoes.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
ain't knocking nobody to shop.
shoes.
I'm not knocking anybody to shop smart when it comes to shoes.
I'm not
but
either.
If the ones you talking about, I don't know, I might be cool on them.
I spend, if I'm spending my money, I spend money on like a good pair of like dress shoes that I never wear.
I don't know.
I wear dress shoes
Like brunch
once.
boots.
Yeah, exactly. I might
You buy them new Timberland brunch boots.
I don't know about that. Like I wear like nice shoes for wine after work. That's the
You
only
had a
time I
nice
throw on
pair
a
of
pair.
yaks on.
Yeah,
for
that's
wine
about
at work.
it.
Mark that.
I saw that. Yeah, you had nice. Yeah, I saw that.
they were all right.
What'd you say, Long? I'm sorry.
Sometimes we got to mark time when we talk about certain things.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
You're right.
But
Go ahead, man.
yeah, never mind. I buy shoes like once every year or two, and I'll buy like 3 at a time, 3 pairs at a time. And I'll be like, this
You're a
lasts me
bad
while.
person to talk to about when it relates to this. I agree.
Now I am particular with what I pick out, but
I'm a sneakerhead and I haven't bought a pair of shoes all year.
Because you're a responsible person and father.
You grown man.
Yeah.
Businessman.
Yeah, grown man.
don't get me wrong. I had a time where I used to buy shoes all the time, but it was the
Long weird.
But I can't say nothing because
long wear 12 and a half. Like there was like when I used to work at Finish Line, it'd be like 2 boxes of 12 and a half, and everything else is 12 and 13.
Like I have a closet full of hockey jerseys, so I can't say nothing about anybody who has a closet full of shoes. So
I collect
whatever your
pocket
vice
shirts.
is.
Hey.
True.
I collect pocket shirts.
Mhm.
So my birthday next year.
He said my birthday's next year.
I got one next year as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Go to Walmart and find a pocket shirt for loan and
Hey,
t-shirt and
It's
hook
got a
him up.
pocket on this. Whether sex leaders or pocket shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's out of his mind about them Shaqnosis. They still going.
Man, those are
I don't
not
think so.
tight, man.
I don't think I'd ever
Yeah, I
wear
don't think
those.
those were.
Yeah, you would. You would.
No, there was
No, I
nobody
don't
who
They
was
just
like,
made your foot look stupid.
yeah.
You
Nobody
wear
was
them.
really checking for those when they came out.
Hey, them
Let's be
pumps that he
real.
had though was fire.
Yeah, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Now those, you still got yours. You said,
I do.
what you gonna do with them?
I mean, they just chilling.
You cracked them up yet?
Yeah. I wear my shoes.
Remember when Shaq tried
This
to come
takes
out
care of
with
them.
like some
Takes
shoes that
care of
weren't like they're like dunk.net or something shoes.
Oh,
and,
yeah, he had
and
that
you would-
phase.
And they would light up when they
Them was Dada's, wasn't they?
Was it Dada?
No, Shaq.
That's
Shaq
another
ain't rock
brand
with
you
Dada though.
forgot about.
They-
Or-
Chris
Okay.
Webber was with Dada.
Chris
and those
Webber
were horrible.
and Spreewell were with
Yeah.
Dada. Spreewell had the ones that spin.
that had the actual
the
spinning-
rim spinner. Yeah.
I was like, what type of?
I remember Tommy Hilfiger tried to make shoes. He probably still does.
Probably. I know
Probably.
he definitely make a good pair of loafers.
Yeah.
I'm talking about tennis shoes.
Oh.
It ain't last too long though, if I remember right. I could be wrong, but
Nobody trying to
somebody
see you
out there
hooping on
buying them.
Tommy Hilfiger.
Nah, I ain't trying to see you hooping them. But
Nah.
somebody buying them.
I mean, but it's crazy. I was working at Finish Line during the trash collab era, like the S. Dot era, the Lugs, Birdman era. Like I saw all those bad shoes come through.
Funkmaster Flex.
Yeah, man, the spinner with the spinners, like Terry said on the side. Like I saw all those terrible shoes, and people would come in and be like, "Hey, man, you got them joints that got the in it,"
Nah, I'm cool.
and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm cool, but I'm like, yes, sir. Would you like a
working
pair?
on commission? You better sell that shoe.
You better sell him some shoe cleaner while
You
you
need
at
an
it.
insole with that?
Yeah, exactly. You said you was one to do all. You sold all the upgrades. Didn't
Listen, man,
Get you a
listen.
pair of socks.
I got some 97 Air Force Air
Max?
Air Max joints.
Yeah, hold on to those. I think I saw those. Hold on to
Yeah.
them.
I mean, if somebody, I'll gift them to somebody if they wear the shoe size.
12 and a half.
They're 12s.
Oh,
They're kind of narrow.
Mm.
You know,
Air Max, that's a classic shoe though.
they're
seen
they're
them.
gifted to me and they fit for the most part, but like wearing them out.
Mm.
They still was in decent shape too.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to put a little something on them and
You've been
Clean
trying
them
to get them ever since the night you got them.
Mm-hmm. They were randomly gifted to me,
Yeah.
so shouts to
yeah, we might be able to clean them up when you're ready. But nah, man, there were some big players in Reebok, but like I'm with
D
y'all.
Brown.
It depends on like when I saw this, I'm
I
like,
was a D Brown fan.
Hey, he got that right after he won that dunk contest. He got that.
bro. When I
endorsement.
saw this, I was like, please bring these pumps back.
The Blacktop brand was actually pretty dope when it came
They don't
out.
remember that.
No, I remember. Sinbad was one of the people who endorsed
He
that.
was.
Shout out to Sinbad.
Yeah, because he wears sneakers.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson had a pair. Nah, yeah,
because
LA
he wears
Gears.
sneakers.
L.A. Gears.
Yeah.
Do they light up?
They tried to
I
sue him.
feel like
and they were
Michael
like, no.
Michael Jackson's probably lit up, didn't they?
No, man, they didn't.
They
like
had a bunch of buckles
Buckles on
and
them,
chains
yeah.
on them.
Yeah. L.A. Gear.
It was the Michael Jackson bad era.
I feel like if there's any grown up that could sell shoes with lights on them, it'd be Michael Jackson.
Definitely.
100%. I think the Dream
that's
had
why he's better than Drake.
by far. I think
I mean, that's
I think
a weird thing, but yeah. I'm just
I think the Dream had a pair of L.A. Gears.
The Dream.
Elijah Wan, because I know he did.
I was like, I thought you were talking about the Dream. I was like,
the songwriter, the artist.
I'm not buying any shoes because the Dream had them.
Hakeem?
Yeah,
They was called
He
the
had
Air
Spaldings, right?
Falsettos.
Oh, he had Spaldings, right?
he had Spaldings too, but I maybe he didn't have L.A. Gear. It was somebody in the league. I feel back when we were kids that had an L.A.
some
Gear.
Ewings.
He had
Who-
Tonics.
Oh, he still get emotional about
Etonics.
Ewings.
Yeah, not. I didn't say. Did I say Ewing? I meant
No, he
Elijah
said
Wan.
Ewings. Yeah, he said Ewings.
Elijah Wan had a Tonics.
He had Spalding for a minute too, though.
Oh, I got
Yeah.
the Etonic joints.
Are you still upset about them? The Dream Team Ewings.
I mean, I obviously wanted the Jordans or my
Barclays.
first pick was the
Barclays.
Barclays, the 180.
You talking?
Olympic.
Is this like an old story or something?
Yeah.
He
So
didn't-
back in '92, when the Barcelona Olympics happened, you know that's when the Dream Team was
Yep.
popping. Super popping. So
super.
everybody had a pair. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people had their own shoes on that team.
Mm.
So you had the Barclays, which to me were the best ones out of all of them. Barclays, and then the Jordans, and then you had the Ewings. I was at a stage in my life where the only thing I could afford were the Ewings. So those are the ones I got. And I mean, they
Kenny Johnsons. Yeah.
Don't
I
do
didn't
that,
have
Lone.
any Kenny
Don't do that.
Johnsons. The only fault those Ewings had were the tongue was huge on them joints,
Yeah.
and they look good until you put them right beside like some 180s or the Jordans.
It's kind of like when people say, "Oh, a Chrysler 300 looks like a
Bentley.
a
Put it right next to
Phantom,"
one.
and then you put like that happened in Broad Ripper one night. Like somebody parked their Chrysler 300 right next to a
Budget
Phantom,
Bentley.
and
Why
I was
would
like,
you want to do that to yourself?
I was like, wow,
yeah, that's a super budget Bentley.
yeah.
When Jay-Z was talking about what's the difference between a 3.4 and a 3.6, the price range between that Bentley and
Bentley and that Phantom.
that 300 is miles
Oh
apart.
yeah, the 300 and the Phantom. Yeah.
I ain't gonna leave you out there bad. It was 4.0 and a 4.6.
Oh,
but I
well,
felt where you was
know
going.
what, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I felt where you
But
was
it's
going.
still like a 9.6 and a 2.8.
And on that note, let's go ahead and
I couldn't afford none of them, so you know.
Yeah.
I don't
be
even
clear. We was talking about cars before we started. Shout out to the chat. I appreciate y'all as always. Y'all are lit and are already popping. Shout out to Trey. He says it always comes back to biscuits. Appreciate you, man. All right, let's go ahead and jump into our normal rundown. So, Verzuz got busy over the weekend. You know, the old hip.
Shout out to Slide A.
Yeah, shout out to the homie Slade. Says that he does that impression better than anybody of KRS-One, who Red August hates. He almost threw that can of biscuits at me. So Kane and KRS-One had their versus battle, and it turned out to be more. I got the vibe of like just a celebration of hip hop. Like it wasn't a. I didn't hear them saying, talking down on the next generation or doing nothing corny. It was just a.
Why would they do that, Michael?
I mean, it happens sometimes. KRS-One don't care. Like he's one of the few people where I'd be like, he might come out and just diss everybody. You never know with him because he's always lit. My dude Nate Jeezy sent me a note from, or actually a post from DJ Scratch, and DJ Scratch showed the itinerary. KRS-One went completely off everything that was set up in terms of the itinerary, how it was supposed to come on and how it's supposed to start. I guess he just got, the
Kid
vibe.
Capri was wondering why he was getting bodied for a minute.
Bruh, they were going at it, man. But I like that they had the DJ aspect. They had the breakdancing aspect of
The
it.
elements.
The elements. Like
The
it
thing
was
they didn't have was somebody doing graffiti.
bingo. So to me, it actually held my attention. And we've talked about verses. We know Lone hates them.
Versus battles.
Versus battles. Yes. But this, and you could also, I don't know, Jay Moore, I'll come to you first. I know you saw it. You said after the fact, but some of that old Bronx and Brooklyn came out too. Like Kane, he said a couple slick things and, talking about Shan and all that stuff back in the day. And it got a little heated for a little bit, but at the end, it ended up being, us all love. It was just the competitive nature, but I thought it was a win, man. And I also thought it was dope to see artists that we grew up on, like Busta and, Fat Joe, people like that. They were fans.
Mad
like
Lion.
they were,
Mad Lion.
Yeah, like
I mean, Mad Lion was there. So
he was there and he looked the same. I don't know how, but he looked the exact same. But
Juices and berries, man.
Juices and berries. But to see those guys be fans again was dope because Ninth Wonder was there. He went live. He was like, I have to go to see this. I thought the entire event was dope. The merch actually got me with the nostalgia. So kudos to them, man. I enjoyed watching it. I think it's one of the best ones they put on. Would you say the same, Jay Moore, or what were your takes on it?
You got to understand, I'm 44 years old. So I remember seeing My Philosophy debut on Yo MTV Raps. I remember seeing Ain't No Half Stepping, at 9 o'clock, on Yo MTV Raps when it was only a 30-minute show once a week. And I was so into hip hop at that time, just in my infancy of really being into the culture, I would memorize the order of the videos because it would come on at 9 in the morning.
Yeah.
But then they'd run it again at 9 that night. And I knew, okay, these are the videos I want to tape on the family VCR. You know what I'm saying? Taking y'all back. I enjoyed it because partially it's just another example, and even though they didn't talk about the young rappers, I'm going to talk about them. Here's another example. Here are two guys in their 50s who can get up on stage just by themselves, no backing tracks,
talk to them,
and just rhyme.
30-year-old rhymes.
And the thing is, like, that's where a lot of times where I say I'm not impressed with newer hip hop, not because I don't think artistically it's where it needs to be, but it's because hip hop is about being able to perform in front of an audience. And here are two guys in their 50s reciting rhymes that are at least 30 years old.
Yeah, I just threw a number.
At least 30 years old.
They were teenagers when they came out.
Be out of breath and be able to kick it like their lives depended on it, even though they were already legends at this point. So yeah, I just enjoy that aspect because, like I said, we talked about it a few episodes ago about, like, if you only have 2 hit songs and you can't memorize the words to those songs, then maybe this hip hop thing is not for you. So I'm gonna get off of talking bad about the younger generation and just talk about what I enjoyed about this particular situation. And first, on paper, it really looked like KRS-One washed. If you didn't watch, but then that's where the performance is so important.
Thank you.
There are a couple places where I'm like, why did he play that? Why did he play? But I say that with every verses. But when one of my favorite moments is when, of course, about the battle between the Juice Crew and just the whole Bronx. The fact that Big Daddy Kane came out on stage and brought up Roxanne Shante and said, look, if it wasn't for Roxanne Shante, there wouldn't be a Biz Markie, rest in peace.
Facts.
And if it wasn't for Biz Markie, there would be no Big Daddy Kane. So, the fact that, like, these guys said, look, we wouldn't be here for this woman if it weren't for this woman. I thought that was big for the culture because I don't think women get their props within hip hop ever, especially when we're talking about that early. Like, they talk about Salt and Pepper, and then they act like, and then they give props to Queen Latifah, but they always leave out Roxanne Shante. I love that she got her movie, but at the same time, they don't talk about what she did to put these men on who eventually create, like, because once again, if she doesn't do that, then then Big Daddy Kane doesn't look out for Jay-Z.
That was definitely a big moment.
So for me, that was a big moment.
Yeah,
that was
I
big,
agree
but
with that.
Once again, because I love the performance part of hip hop, two dudes that can just get on stage with microphones and talk a little bit of ish back and forth, but still be able to be in their zone. I appreciate that because like I said, some of these verses, I'm like, all right, we should have kept this to 10 records maybe. And, and then we could have all left. But once again, I'm 44 years old. So I have when these guys were really, coming into the game, this is when I was really just soaking up hip hop And so it meant something different to me than probably if somebody who was like 25, they'd have been like, oh, these old guys, I remember that. Yeah, I heard my dad played that record, or like that sample comes from one of these songs, you know? So like I said, it's the first Verzuz in a long time where I could say, yeah, not only was I excited for it, but I enjoyed it.
It held my attention.
So shout out to KRS-One. Shout out to Big Daddy. I hope the streams go crazy this week because they deserve it. And
they announced the tour as well. They're going to go on tour.
And once again, all you youngsters who think you can get out here and lip sync, you know, if you can't do it like these 50-year-old men showed you what it is to be a performer.
100%. And that was one of my biggest takeaways, because we did talk about that. And to see these dudes go out there and just remember, you know, all those bars and still be able to perform them and had a crowd. Like KRS-One was doing joints where he'd say every other word and the whole crowd was finishing his sentence. Like everybody in there knew the records. Like it was just
But there was a lot of people there who were probably my age.
Yeah. I mean, the crowd fit. Like it was like 120 something in there on IG. And then you got to think about the venue. Like it had to be, I don't know, man.
Gonna be in New York.
Yeah, like it just works. Like it was a good vibe. I know Lone said he didn't get a chance to see it, and I think Terry, you said you didn't get to see it.
I had the chance.
Oh, sorry, you had the chance. Declined, right?
Yeah.
Terry said he hadn't gotten around to it. So since we're talking about Verzuz, I'll ask you gentlemen this, and then we can go on to our next topic. One thing I noticed is that Busta goes to all of these. Like Busta's in the crowd, he's talking. And I had this argument or conversation with my dude, Nate Jeezy. And I told him, I don't think Busta is the one person that I would not want to do a Verzuz against now that they have the performance element. Is that fair to say that like he pretty much it takes someone of a high tier to go against Busta when you think, I'm not talking records, I'm talking about records and performing them. Is there anybody that will be able to, you know, present their records better than him? I don't think so.
I've never seen Busta perform live, so I don't know.
Man, he's nuts. It's crazy.
So I mean,
I've seen him a handful of times. Busta is probably one of the best performers I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like him and Flip Star. Flip Star doesn't get his credit.
Yeah, Spliff. Yeah, Spliff.
I mean, Spliff. I'm saying Flip. But Flip Squad is the greatest.
Flip mode.
It's all right.
I'm all over the place.
It's all right. It's all right, man. It's all right. You got friends. It's all right.
I do.
It's all right.
How many of us have them?
There you go.
But Busta Rhymes is one of the best performers I've literally ever seen. And when he was younger, he was climbing all over stuff. So he would climb up the light thing, and Spliff would be hyping him up the whole time. Yeah, so he goes off. But as far as Verzuz is concerned, although I did not see the Big Daddy Kane KRS-One Verzuz, I think it was a solid situation as far as putting that together for hip hop.
Yes,
because it's definitely the thing. What people don't understand is hip hop. It's a young man's game, but it has grown. Yeah. And so these same people that were young when they first came out and were holding the torch back then are still going strong, and they're still literally touring this same music. That's why they're able to perform it at this caliber. And not to take anything away from the young cats that don't spit over or do spit over their own tracks. Yeah. You have older cats that are doing it too. I mean, we saw that with the Diplomats and Locks battle when the Locks were spitting theirs from the chest, you know, from their lungs, and the other ones, Dipset, were just rapping over the vocals.
Yeah, but those dudes are in their 40s.
Yeah.
You know. So I'm saying if you're 19,
what's the name? Dipset and Locks are the same age.
Yeah.
I mean, Eminem, one of the greatest, he performs his shows. A lot of tracks have dubs behind it.
Yep.
Is it ad libs though, or is it the full track?
I mean, it depends. Stop, I mean, I wouldn't say the whole thing is the whole track, but
okay.
He definitely has some added energy.
I mean,
there in order to kind of.
What do you think?
I think I got somebody for Busta though.
You think you have somebody? Who?
If it's Busta,
okay,
and he gets to have Spliff Star.
Okay.
Chuck D gets to have Flavor Flav.
Nah.
Have you ever seen Chuck D perform?
I've seen him perform, but I've seen, like I said,
if we're talking about a performance
I've seen both of them perform.
Nah.
And Busta Rhymes' performance and Chuck D's performance are not in the same league.
Are they gonna have like?
And that ain't taking nothing away from Chuck D. Chuck D is a pioneer in this game.
Facts.
He's great. But the energy that Busta Rhymes has, even in his lyrics,
it's different,
his flow,
man.
His presence is. I mean, his name is Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, and Chuck D gave him that name. To tie it all together.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
I don't know, bro.
Russ
is tough.
And once again, it might be my age talking. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shout out to Public Enemy. I get it. I ain't sleep, but I don't know, man.
Because I'm just thinking if Chuck can be out there with Flav. And
Flav is he's entertaining.
And then you know,
I need a big ass clock.
As much as I love Busta, it's a lot of but you know, when it's time for you to be able to hear every single word clear and concise, and you see something, and you see another 50-year-old man.
What you got, Long?
Running back and forth across the stage.
Busta will bring his energy down and spit it softly for you, so you can understand exactly what I'm telling you.
Facts.
And then turn it right back up on you.
What you about to say, Lon? I saw you. I saw you.
Just the same thing Terry's saying. Really, I feel like Busta Rhymes. He says a lot, and you can always tell what he's saying. He's very articulate with
it's
his,
crispy with
his rhymes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I was just saying those are two of my, as far as
he might be decent,
two of my favorite performers. You know, I mean, as far as hip hop performers, it's Busta, Chuck D,
MC Hammer.
I'm not even gonna front. MC Hammer.
Yeah. I see what you was doing, but we're gonna take Hammer.
And rest in peace, Heavy D. Those dudes put on shows.
Yeah, we're gonna take Hammer because Hammer show. Say what you want. They had the 60 people and
look, even when he had to pare it down, when he was him and the two girls from Oaktown 357, and let's get it started. Come on,
BNGB.
And act like you don't, and act like you didn't love it.
No, I'm with you, man. I
was with it.
I just think it's a win. It's a win for hip hop, and I was, it kept my attention because there have been a lot of verses where I'm like, I feel like Long right now. I'm cool. But this one kept my attention. And it felt like more of a celebration than giving flowers.
A lot of times when verses come on, I'm always busy doing something. So I usually gauge and kind of hear what people say about it and then watch it later anyway. I'm not somebody that's about to sit around and watch verses as soon as it premieres.
Yeah.
Unless I have absolutely nothing to do at that point in time.
Well, when it hit during the pandemic, we had nothing else to do.
Exactly.
Right?
So now it's a little bit different.
Here's something that I did hear about verses.
Oh man.
So you do know they're having this competition to be like the official Verzuz DJ.
It's $1 million prize.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And I've heard from some of my DJ friends who are good DJs that some of the contestants are extremely bad.
Yeah.
Really?
Like laughable bad.
Y'all better y'all better get in there. The homies better get in there.
Hey, man. Like somebody with skills isn't getting that bag, unfortunately.
So you saying it's gonna be politics over skills?
Man,
I'm talking this one lady that was on there apparently got dragged.
Oh, for
religiously on Twitter for how bad.
There's
she was.
video of it, or these just comments.
Shouts to Metronome because he tried to show me the video, but I couldn't find it, or he couldn't find the video of what was going on.
It's kind of like y'all. I don't know if y'all remember that DJ show. There was a DJ competition show at one point in time on VH1.
Yeah, I remember that.
And it was somebody on there that was trash. And I dragged him, and he responded.
Oh yeah.
I'm just like, hey, that set was trash. You on national TV. You want me to keep it real? Set was trash, and you are one of the contenders on this show. I know people that will bother you in your sleep.
I like how Terry was like, he just put him on notice to let him know why he was bashing him. You was on national TV, fam. Like I can bet, like you were trash on national TV.
I'm not the only person that thinks this.
Yeah,
it just plays to the fact that like it's this popularity culture, man. Like
it is.
If you go to Vegas and you look at the marquees and you look at the posters of people that are up, it's all about the look, man.
Yeah,
you have to have this certain look and this certain stigma about yourself in order to really get this paper out here as a DJ. And it has nothing to do with your skill set, because if it has something to do with your skill set, Jazzy Jeff will be out here cleaning the floor with everybody.
Right.
Not to say he's the best, but the fact that he doesn't have a residency in Vegas.
Man, I'm so glad you said that, man.
I mean, he's doing all right.
He's doing very good.
Fine.
But I'm just saying, the fact that he doesn't have a residency in Vegas,
I agree,
is crazy. But
I agree. 100%.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's also about what they want to hear.
If you're booked in Vegas,
yeah.
let me know what I have to do to get a residency.
Yeah, if Lone get a residency,
Play cocaine music.
We taking the show
I
on
can
the
do that.
road.
Oh, okay.
We taking the show on the road.
Cocaine.
Not that cocaine.
Not that. Yeah.
You play that in Vegas, you might clear the floor.
To clear the floor to go talk to the white lady.
And
all right,
that's a great place to end this. Red August, can we shout out our partners real quick?
To our partners, Dr. Coleman of Coleman Dental is our go-to dentist. He's a longtime Indianapolis arts and music supporter located right in Broad Ripple. Printfinity is a screen printing shop based in Indianapolis, owned and operated by our own DJ Jay Diff. Our good friends at Indie CD and Vinyl operate one of the best record stores in North America. Shop new and used in their site or visit them in person. Sun King Brewery is what we're drinking on every episode. Check out their many local locations, and they might just be selling in your city if you're not in Indianapolis. And the best way to support the New Old Heads is to visit our Patreon and become a member for as little as $3 a month. All details on newoldheads.com.
So I saw an article on Complex that talked about up and coming new British rap producers. And it says meet the British rap producers ready for the world stage. And it got me to thinking about influence, because I think Jay Moore said it prior to us going on. We were talking about, and I was telling Lone how, when drill music came out big in Chicago, obviously here, and then there was a version that started to grow over in the UK where they kind of pulled from the Chicago drill sound and the drill sound that was here, and they adapted it and took their own spin on it, but it still has some of the same elements of the drill, but it's a little different from production standpoint. Is that what it is?
Oh, grime.
Okay, cool. But I know it's big, and I've seen some of the videos, but it got me to thinking, with these producers that are coming up, up and coming producers that are adapting the sound and, taking, elements of certain sounds that we have over here. Do you guys ever think, maybe in hip hop or just in music in general, because I always look at it as musically, the US is the heavy influencer. And then if you look at it, it's kind of like the opposite of fashion. From what I've always told, overseas is ahead of the US in fashion. But if you look at it from a music standpoint, it's like, I always feel like we are the influencers, and then, overseas will take it and make their own adaptation to it or whatever.
There's always exceptions to the rule.
That's why I want to have a conversation. Do you guys ever see it getting to the point where the UK is maybe driving the sound?
No.
You don't? Okay. Go ahead, Jay Diff. You said that quick.
Well, let's go beyond the UK. I
don't want to pigeonhole the UK. Good point, Lone.
Somewhere besides the United States.
Yeah, somewhere beside the United States.
I mean, if people want to be technical, they're saying that Drake is the best rapper right now. So, I mean, Canadian.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, it's technically the same continent.
But you said no really quick.
Touching. But nah, I don't see that, because, I mean, the UK and other countries have always had a flash in the pan as far as artists that are very talented. I mean, everybody remembers, we may not have been alive, but we remember hearing about the British invasion, which were the Beatles.
The Rolling Stones.
You had Genesis with Phil Collins. And
Adele, MIA.
Yeah.
Talk to him.
So, I mean, this has been going on for years and years. Elton John.
Yeah.
Not Billy Idol. What's his name? David Bowie.
I was gonna say Billie Holiday, but I was just gonna be trolling.
Oh my
David
God.
Bowie.
I saw it coming too. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Queen. There's always people that are exceptions to the rule and can push the sound.
Yeah.
And control the stage and rule that moment in time or whatnot. But at the end of the day, the influence is us. I mean, that's not to put us on a high horse or anything. This is just a big melting pot of great musical energy and lots of talented people that are literally coming up with the sound, and people are running with it and putting their own influence into it as well. Okay. But nobody actually has came over and just planted the flag and said, this is ours now, we're taking it with us, and we're going to control the market from here on out. That just doesn't happen.
Lone, jump in there, man. Is there possibility for this, or is it just gonna? Because he made a good point with naming. I'm talking about iconic. What you say? You kind of said like one-offs, maybe, or people that are just.
These were people that sold records.
I'm talking about legendary though. They were legendary though. That's what I'm saying.
I think it depends on what exactly we're talking about. So,
Because this drill sound that's over there is like,
Well,
it's
grime.
popular.
To
Grime, I'm
Terry and
sorry.
Jay, it's grime, and grime came out in the late 90s, 2000s. That was before drill music in Chicago, and that's been big over there for a very long time. But what we're referencing right now is a lot of westernized music.
Yes.
Okay, the world is a lot bigger than westernized music. If you just think about K-pop, is absolutely huge, right?
That's
Agree.
true.
If we're going to talk about the different cultures and the different cultures of music around different African influenced music,
Afrobeat is hot right now.
but also Brazilian and Latin music,
Yeah.
stuff like that, and reggaeton and stuff like that.
Shout out
That's
to Sango.
different.
Sango is
That's
literally
different.
a producer that is mixing those tones and making
Fire.
vibes off of it. Yeah.
Fire.
Granted, he's from Ann Arbor or Seattle, I think. Something about that. I think he grew up in Ann Arbor. But,
yeah.
But I think it kind of just depends. Like when we talk about, I think it depends on like what exactly we're talking about. If we're talking about straight hip hop music,
Yeah.
then I would agree with Terry, because I feel like this is where it originated from and where everything kind of blossoms from it, right? But I definitely think there will be different spawns of it and different styles. Like we're probably not going to have a huge Japanese hip hop culture here that's bigger than something that's in Tokyo.
From an end.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I follow you.
And
I
that
follow you.
style or whatever, you know,
Yeah.
like grime is definitely a UK thing, and it's big in the UK. So, you know, to be honest, I don't really know any states-wide grime artists that I can
Nah, I
think
don't
of.
either.
See, when I
don't think I want to hear any, to be
I
honest.
don't either.
You know what I mean?
Because
It's their
if you want
thing.
me to keep it 100, unless you're singing and you're from the UK,
okay.
I don't really care to hear a whole
You
lot
don't like
of.
the accents.
I don't. I can't really get with it like that.
And I watched some of the videos, and that's
Type to the butcher.
cut it out, man. Cut it out. I watched some of the joints, and I'm like, yo, this production is crazy, but culturally, I can't get past what you're talking about. It's like I can't. I'm trying, but I can't really get into the pocket where it's
And
like
that's the thing. See,
I can rock with it.
The it's not reciprocated as far as what they do, as far as us receiving it, like they receive what we do over there.
Yeah.
Because we're pretty much setting a bar, and they're like, "Wow, like we can do that too."
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with them doing it, but the influence doesn't come back unless now, when you speak from a producer point of view,
Mhm.
I can see it. It can cross over in that way, but as far as the actual artist, I don't see that happening.
I think the production has. I would agree with that. Would you, Lone, in terms of the production having a better chance to have impact versus?
I mean,
You know, with
I
the-
see it already.
Okay.
So like there's a lot of really, really dope foreign to us
Yeah,
producers.
Yes.
Especially
foreign exchange is one of
Nicolay,
Facts.
Stuff Daddy,
Facts.
you know, like German producers, you know, Jakarta
𝐀𝐁𝐿𝐴DA's.
Jakarta Records,
Ain't 𝐀𝐁𝐿𝐴DA Canadian?
Montreal. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to the Jersey.
Production wise all
We're
over
back in the building.
all over the place. But what the interesting thing about that, now you're dipping into like a little bit of where you say the lone artists, right?
Yes,
Because
I love lone artists.
this is like the B-side stuff we used to share on Bringing Down the Band, but like there are a lot of
Yeah.
producers from different countries that embraced hip-hop culture in the late 80s, early 90s, 2000s and ran with it and never left.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They just expanded it and like flipped it instead of going the way that kind of American pop hip-hop kind of took it, you know, like once, you know, like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
They just kind of took the Dilla-esque sound, I guess, kind of
Yeah.
in a way, and kind of crafted their own thing. When you think of Eric Lau, I don't even think he's from, I think he's actually from here. But there's so many producers.
There's a guy
I
that
can just name
The first
them off,
person that
like,
comes to my mind.
Somebody that's from Finland is really dope. I can't remember his name.
There's a guy named that was M Phases.
in phases. Yeah,
He
he's
was
real
tough. He's tough.
Yeah, I remember
now
M Phases.
I haven't followed him like I used to.
Astronaut from France.
Tough.
He's crazy good.
Yeah, he's tough. So it's out there. I agree with you. It's definitely out there.
Now, is it gonna like change culture or anything? I don't know. In that sense of kind of what the question is posed as. I don't think it's, but there's a huge underground
Yes.
movement around that sound.
Yes. 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 Okay.
So, well, yeah, that's similar. But
I can dig it.
But just the beats, like the beat related stuff.
And there's always
and the neo-soulish, soulish.
Neo, so
Yeah, neo-soulish.
Can you spell that?
Neo.
Spell it.
N-E-A-U-X.
He said Neo.
Neo, so
N-E-A-U-X-O-H.
Okay. So I got you. Go ahead. I
Neo.
got you.
So
Neo.
and the neo, I'm always gonna say that from now on. So the
Good.
neo soul stuff that fuses a little bit of the hip hop with the singing and the soulful stuff.
oh yeah,
that you
shout
hear.
out to Floetry. We didn't mention them.
We didn't mention Floetry.
You
But-
mentioned Les Nubians.
But
Bruh.
that has lived. That's lived on strong in different countries.
And there's
So
there are a
separate.
lot of producers, to your point. You know, I'll go down the rabbit hole on IG and I'll just see someone, you know, from overseas, and I find myself bobbing my head, like you said, like they took that, put their own spin on it, and it's extremely dope.
Yeah, see, that's the thing.
It's
They can
extremely
do
dope.
it, and they can do it well. I just don't see them taking it.
I
Like,
get it. I
even
got
in
you.
hip hop, you have Slick Rick,
Yep.
you have Moni Love.
Yep.
These people are from the UK. Even 21 Savage is from
Yeah.
the UK.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, but he's born in the UK.
Yeah.
None of his.
I was born in Guam. I'm not a
Yeah.
Chamorro rapper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're not Guamish.
You dropped the bar right there. Okay.
He's not Guamish.
Chamorro.
Jay Moore, put a bow on this, man. We got one more
Guamanian.
topic left.
I think like a lot of things that the United States does, they're going to be lifting a lot of things from Africa
Yeah.
very soon. I mean, Afrobeat. At one point I thought, okay, this is just a trend. People are gonna be like, oh, it's cool. No, like when I see that what WizKid is doing on not the international charts, but the hip hop charts here and the R&B charts and moving into the pop charts,
Yeah.
I can't help but to be impressed and feel like, and you know how America is. It's like, oh, can we get some more of that?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and
Coffee literally won a Grammy her first track,
yeah. So
which is Afrobeat song.
and also
19.
the another wild thing is like, you know, when I see these, you know, I like I said during my Mondays when I get a chance to catch up on like a lot of television. That's because that's my only real day off. I saw this thing about all these different hip hop scenes and drill scenes, if you will, from around the world, and the only one that impressed me was the hip hop scene in Ghana, of all places. There's a guy named
Shout out to Ghana.
𝗂𝗘𝗏, and he's got a song called Sore,
Fire.
which is featuring. He's got a remix of it with oh gosh, hold on, I think I pulled it up. Let me see.
I'm
it was
sorry.
from the dude from the UK.
I'm sleep, but
Storm Z. And this song, like I'll you know, just in the time where I'm working out songs on a Friday or Saturday night, and just seeing what the reaction will be if I got a little small crowd. And every time I play it, they're like, "What is this?
yeah.
What is
Yeah.
this?"
That's a good sign.
You know, because people want to know, because it's got a vibe, and even if they don't understand all the words, they want to know what it is.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's going to be a situation to where, because you know, in the streaming world, like there are no borders. If something is dope and somebody puts you onto it, at one point, remember back in the day when you buy CD singles and they might have the this is from England. It might be the same thing,
Yeah.
but it might be $12 to get that CD single. You know, that barrier is knocked down now. Like for you to get international music, all you got to do is have this phone.
That's it.
And you don't have to wait on the gatekeepers to say, hey, there's somebody from England you should know about, or there's
Yeah.
somebody from Ghana you should know about. Like if I see something that I think is dope on a documentary on Vice, then I can look it up on Tidal or Spotify or whatever situation that you have as far as your streaming is concerned. And if you have the platform, small as it is that I do,
Yeah.
you know, and I can get in there and play it for a few people, and I get people asking me, what's this? That's how that little spark of something
Yeah.
is how something turns into a flame, then turns into an inferno for somebody who's able to create a real livelihood for themselves. You know, so
That's how Pete and Boss are going to be the biggest UK rappers.
yeah. So,
hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'll mess with Pete and Boss.
So that's
100%.
that's what's so, everybody likes to complain about music and the way the industry is right now. But the thing is, it's so dope. There's music that I had to like get on to message boards back in the day, or I had to get on to like the little illegal downloading. I remember pulling Flowetry stuff way before they got hot here, or Remy Shand. Like some of y'all remember Remy Shand,
Craig David.
Yeah, so I remember Craig David had put out like a couple albums before they put him out over here. I didn't have to wait because like I knew how to get that stuff through downloading. But now we don't, kids don't, and I say kids because I'm old and we're the new old heads. Like they don't have to go through all those hoops to kind of discover
not
music.
Even close.
All you got to do is say, "Hey, man, you need to check this out." And then all of a sudden, if you say that to enough people and enough people catch on and they start looking at the analytics and the numbers, all of a sudden, a rapper from Ghana could be doing a show in New York or L.A. or Indianapolis, and it doesn't take like. The fact that Afrobeat went from just being this very niche thing, like you might have gone ahead and maybe a reggae DJ might have known there was some Africans in the crowd and dropped a couple of records, to now there are whole Afrobeat nights in the Midwest. Like there's a whole, we're getting ready to do a whole Afrobeat night, and in Indianapolis, Indiana, and people are going to be into it, and it's something that can be done on a regular basis, and that wasn't something that could have happened 20 years ago.
They had them out. They had those events when I was out in DC, DMV area in Maryland. Like, and it goes like it goes up. It's
like
tough.
It goes up.
It goes up. Go. Let's see what you did. Yes, it goes up. No, that's.
So I'm just saying that the future of I think, because you already see it. Justin Bieber had to go ahead and hop on like he's already you
really on some Afrobeat right now, huh?
I'm just saying the future.
You just had a Spools moment when you talked about Parks.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what this is
about Afrobeat.
I'm just saying the future.
100%.
I'm part out here, and I could be completely wrong, but I feel like we're getting to a place where the future of pop music, and there's going to be a pocket for pop music that is specifically influenced by Afrobeat.
Hey, I'm all for it, man. If it's refreshing and it's dope, I like it.
I can see it, but I still don't see anybody coming playing the flag in anything hip hop, taking it back and claiming it as theirs.
I'm not mad at that. Like I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting.
Like I said,
we don't know.
Ghana got a scene, man. Shout out to everybody in Ghana, man.
Yeah. I'm with it.
I see y'all from Indianapolis, Indiana. I see y'all over in Ghana.
We see y'all.
So his front door, just like Sarah Palin.
Yep.
So that's
it's right over the hill.
It's good conversation though. Like we'll see. That's what I always say. We'll see. But I gotta step my Afro game up because you dropping names and artists.
I got a whole folder devoted to Afrobeat.
Put your boy on, please.
I actually did a whole party Afrobeat like 3 years ago. That shows you how it is trending up and it's still continuing to go that way.
Can you throw your boy a lob? Send me a folder.
I mean, yeah, I'll give you a few tracks here and there.
No. Can you send me like the folder?
So, Mike,
why would
what's
I
the next
just
topic?
give you the whole folder?
You take care of this after the show.
Yeah, sorry. I lost track of time. The Red August wasn't doing his job. Still got them biscuits. All right, so let's go into the last topic. Shout out to 𝗲𝗡. I saw this. The title says,
that still a thing?
Don't do that.
I'm asking.
Online, yeah, online.
Okay.
Don't do that. Online. They had a list which caught my attention because I think they got it on this one. We've been through some bad lists. 15 weakest albums by great rappers.
All right.
And we've lived through a lot of these. And
Art of War on there.
Probably you hate Art of War.
No, we all hate the Art of War.
Y'all.
Everybody who's listening to me might have the same experience to where you open up the Art of War and be like, "Oh, there's a song with Tupac on here," because it wouldn't, and you listen to that and be like, "Oh."
It was the first song on
the
this
second disc, and then you'd be like, "Oh,
man.
The rest of this is not it."
Whatever. Lone loves Art of War. All right.
I've never heard it.
So it starts off with Eminem Encore.
I don't think I heard it.
What's on Encore? Look, at a certain point, all of Eminem's records start to run together.
They do.
Lone
for me.
said, "I don't think I've heard it."
After he's got 2.5 in a row for me, and then it was just kind of like,
okay,
everything's the same.
Then it was all music for people who yell at their girlfriends in the mall.
after Curtain Call, he kind of
I remember running Encore, and I don't remember anything after that. So
Just like I don't remember anything off of Relapse. I don't remember anything off. Like I'm sorry.
Now this one,
Not made for me.
this one had heat and had mad low moments. Jay-Z Kingdom Come. Now it's heat on here, but it's a lot of low moments in my opinion.
So worst album by this. The whole premise is the worst album by the artist.
Yes,
Or
weakest album. Weakest album.
Yep.
Are you in on that? Because Lost Ones is dope. Show me not
Show me what you got.
yes. Show me what you got is dope. Is that
Beach
it?
Chair.
Is that pretty much it? Beach Chair is cold. Am I reaching after those three?
I only like 2 tracks off that. so.
Show me what you got. And Lost
I like
Ones
the
was
I like
dope.
the intro song.
The Just Blaze flip.
The
No,
Blaze
Just Blaze,
Can't
K9
touch
did-
this.
there's
That was
a- it's a producer from St. Louis named DJ Kane.
Oh my God.
Mhm.
He did a song. It was the doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah.
talking about the interlude?
Yeah, that was the first. That was what made me thought, oh, this is about to
Jay-Z
be it.
always had a dope
So,
intro
shout out
to
to DJ
an
K9. I don't know if he did anything else after that.
Hey,
I,
Long.
I can agree with that though.
How did beat
tell
go
how
for?
life will be.
Yeah.
Hey, he flipped that sample though.
He
Just
did.
Blaze.
He be
flipped
doing
No, I
it
like that
live
one.
too.
I like
Yeah.
that one. I like.
I'm
No, I
with
did
that
like
one,
that. I
but
like
that album was trash though.
It wasn't trash,
It
but
wasn't
it just
trash.
wasn't.
Am I-
wasn't.
am I
you can-
overstating that?
If you're
You
following
can't-
up the Black,
Black
album
album.
with that,
Yeah.
it's kind of like
And then the next album is American Gangster.
Yeah.
Okay, did I jump out the window there? It's calling
It's
it
not
trash.
trash.
It's not trash, but
Yeah, I mean,
Subpar.
It
3 out of
wasn't his
14 is
best
not
showing.
trash.
yeah.
It wasn't his best showing.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Lil Wayne, Rebirth.
Yeah, that was
I don't know.
that wasn't hidden.
He has a guitar
Actually,
on his lap.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't for me.
yeah.
It wasn't for me. We don't even want to
Let me get
discuss that
some
one.
of that, man.
I was gonna say split it.
All right,
Here you go, buddy.
all right.
Help yourself.
Look at that.
I told you, man. I'm working.
Okay.
Man
I'm
in the
working
mirror,
on it.
man.
All right, I'm working on it. Terry ain't been frustrated once all day.
I don't know about that.
Well, not since he been here. Big Daddy Kane, Prince of Darkness.
Yeah. That's when. He started buying to his own hype there.
Yeah, that's
Hey, his
after he had
suit-
posed in Playboy.
That
Is
white
that-
suit
is
is
that the-
fire though.
Yeah, is that when he did the song with Barry White and yeah, he was on some other stuff there.
Yeah, he was.
So we ain't going to discuss that. We're going to go ahead.
No,
and keep
no.
going.
I mean, like, because this is as much
Seems
as
like
we-
a good confirmation.
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think
We
let's
got-
move on because we already gave some love to Big Daddy Kane. I want to get into talking about the album.
DMX, rest in peace. Year of the Dog again.
Again.
Cool.
He had it again.
I didn't even.
I'm
yeah.
cool on the cover too because this dog is really mad on this cover.
I think that's the first album he had where he left Def Jam.
Yeah, I don't even remember this
I feel
album.
like
Was that the one with Lord Give Me a Sign? I love that record.
Look, give me a sign.
This dog is real mad on the album cover, bro.
You'd be mad too if you was on that album.
Maybe that's why he's mad. He's mad. Like,
don't put me on this album.
yeah, this dog did not want to be on this album cover.
Like this dog thought I thought I was gonna be on Def Jam.
I feel like a lot of these worst albums, like they're coming before or like after I already fell off of these artists.
That's okay. How about this one, Lone? You remember the Aftermath album by Dr. Dre? I do.
No.
It wasn't hidden. He had about 4 good songs.
It was
Yeah.
about. I was about to say about 4 heaters on there. After that, though,
and where they messed up is the been there done that when it breaks down.
that was fire.
Why they didn't use that for something?
Oh, they did. Razzcast used it for Ghetto Fabulous.
Man,
Good call.
well, it
Good
wasn't
call.
on Aftermath.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't.
Good call. But that been there, done that was fire.
Yeah.
Money, Power, and Respect by the Locks.
I mean, that's the shiny suit era.
And that
It's the
album wasn't-
weakest.
It wasn't
that,
terrible.
No, let's
Hold
not.
on. What was their first one?
That was their first.
That's
one.
the
That
first
was
one on Bad
respect.
Boy.
No, don't do that.
Because I
Don't
only
do
had
that.
one on Bad Boy.
Yeah, I think this is disrespectful.
Yeah,
I think this is disrespectful.
I'm not. I don't think I agree with that one.
Yeah, get
I
out of
think
here with that.
I think this is disrespectful. That album is not weak.
That had
There's some heat on there.
Eastwick.
I mean, they got another record deal off of that.
Money,
so
Power,
it couldn't
yeah,
have been that
come on.
bad.
Oh, now this is a good one to talk about. I hope Nate Jeezy's in the chat because we've talked about this album, The Dogfather. by
Terrible
Snoop.
album.
But it got.
Is that the one with the woman walking in the doghouse?
No.
no, it's the
Hey,
it's the one they put out.
Red
Like,
August, what's up, man?
it's the one where the lead singer was Snoop's upside your
Yeah.
head.
Red August,
featuring
he
Charlie
knows
Wilson.
better. He knows better.
That album was terrible. You cannot follow up Doggy Style with The Dogfather.
Hold on, man. But
You could tell he was shook.
Wait a minute.
No, it was
wait,
because Dre had left and and DJ.
He was shook.
Shout out to DJ 𝗲𝗲, but like, no.
Hold on, Terry. Wait, real
I don't think
quick.
Daz really did nothing on that
That is
album.
the worst Snoop album ever.
Yeah.
Hold on, Terry. Real quick though.
I'm telling you.
Follow me now. Follow me.
He's
Hold
got a
on.
lot of them.
Telling you.
Don't do that, Lone. Don't
I
do
mean,
that.
he's got a lot of albums.
No, he ain't got more than E40.
Okay,
The
that's a
worst.
high standard.
Yeah, E40 puts out a triple album every year.
All right, man. So the Dogfather, I feel like
There's
feel
nothing
like
off the Dogfather I ever
nothing.
Jay
revisited.
Moore. Come on,
there.
man.
Nothing.
Give me one.
Nothing.
I revisit stuff
Look
off
at the
those No Limit
songs on there.
albums.
Snoop's upside your head.
That's the only one you remember.
There was a song called Blueberry that was kind of decent, and then he also remade like
You remember the Vapors?
I mean,
you?
it's the regular Vapors.
he remade a song I already liked.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Y'all win on this one.
I mean,
All
he
right.
did the same thing with Lottie Dottie, but I'm sorry.
Lottie Dottie worked though.
Yeah, but he surrounded Lottie Dottie with a whole album full of
Yeah.
stuff that was incredible.
Now, shout out to my dude DeCarlo, man, because we used to play sneakers until it went out. Raekwon and Mobilarity.
It wasn't a terrible album.
I don't think this is a terrible.
It was just hard. It's hard to follow up. Only built for Cuban links.
But I would say it's probably his weakest album.
Yeah.
okay.
I mean,
That's what the headline says. So that's
like,
the title.
and if I go back, I mean, I have nostalgic points for it, but there's really only like 2 songs I play off of that.
Sneakers is fire.
Yeah.
I love Sneakers. They used to play that in Finish Line at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
Now this I agree with. Nostradamus was trash.
It wasn't
weak.
trash.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yes,
trash.
it was. Project
was the
Windows
weakest
is the
album.
best song on that album.
His lead single on it wasn't hot.
Project Windows.
It was for the time. It was
That's
cool.
trash.
But
the
you know,
time,
you
it
know
was
what else
cool.
is on Nostradamus?
What?
You Owe Me, which was probably
Yeah.
his biggest radio hit up to
And that
point.
song is not good.
Yeah. I mean,
You
Madonna
Owe
has
Me
radio
is.
hits.
Man, Project Windows is the best song on that album with Ronald Isley.
Shoot 'Em Up was on there.
Yeah.
Shoot 'Em Up was dope.
That album is.
What you say, Long? Is weak?
I'm glad he came. I'm glad his next album was Stillmatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's just say disappointing.
Makes Double Up.
Trash.
That
All right, thank you.
nobody likes that record.
Thank you. We ain't
Mace
gonna
don't
talk
even
about
like
that one.
record.
I've said this, and shout out to my homie Jesse. We argue all the time. Lasers by Lupe
Trash.
is his weakest
That's
album.
his best commercial release, but it's a terrible album in my opinion.
Is that his worst album total?
Yes,
To
I
me.
think.
I don't even think the last time I can't think of the last time we listened to that record.
Lasers pissed me off.
I mean,
because the
Lasers
lead
is-
single,
What is it? I can't remember.
Beamin',
Yeah,
was cold.
Beeman was
Oh
cold.
yeah. And
This was the label.
This is
album,
when he
right?
Yes.
this is when he was going back and forth with Atlanta.
Because
Yeah.
Lupe out the gate. The Food Liquor, which I think
And
is a masterpiece,
the cool
and the cool,
Yeah, and the cool.
like
and the stuff he's put out recently is good too.
coming out the gate with those two.
That
It's
song
like
with-
I don't know what you
Yeah, but
gonna
Did
do.
we
after
talk about
putting
that
two
album
out.
where he talked about dinosaurs on the first?
That's
that album was
That's like
wild. I
2-3
liked it
years
though. I
ago,
liked it.
that's
Yeah.
the project with Caitlin Ellis.
Yeah.
Who was a very dope producer, by the way. We see you, young
Yeah,
fella.
Lasers
He's
wasn't
dope.
it. Was Superstar on that album, or was that?
No,
No, Superstar was on
Okay.
the Cool,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
One of my favorite
That
beats.
was on the same album with Superstar.
It's on the Cool. One of my favorite
Yeah,
random beats ever is the
Save
beat for
Me.
Gold Watch on the Cool, where it sounds like people like it's chopped up, but people are talking through the whole beat in the back.
Come on, it's like, yeah, I know what you're saying.
That-
I
beat is- I love
still
that
love
beat.
Dumb It Down. That still is my joint.
Oh, he murdered that. The Cool is brilliant, man. Like if you look at the story and the
Isn't
characters,
Dumb It Down mixtape Lupe?
No, Dumb It Down was
No, it was-
in fact, there was a video for Dumb It
Yeah,
Down.
there's a video for
Sure
that.
was.
I'm thinking of something else.
he destroyed Dumb It Down. Like that whole album is, if you look at the characters and how he weaves it in, is brilliant. Kanye West, Ye, he's changed his name to Ye, by the way.
What was on Yay?
I can't. This was trash. I'm
What
sorry.
year was that?
I don't know.
Mike don't like any Kanye.
I would say
album,
a close second
It
would be
wasn't.
Donda.
no.
To this,
Mm-mm.
nah, Donna's better. Well, yeah, Donna's better. It got
Nah,
35
it would
tracks,
be
but
that
I think Donda
or-
has more songs that
or
are bad on it.
Yeezus.
than-
than the good ones.
That are good.
That- no,
Yeezus
well,
is,
then-
Yeezus is bad.
Ye's got. I mean, I whatever.
Yeah.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy, cut it from there.
That doesn't
Pure
age-
brilliance
I'm telling you,
up until that point.
that still doesn't age well with me.
My Dark Twisted Fantasy?
Mm-mm.
You did say that, didn't you?
I went back and listened to it recently.
I
It
really-
really is an
this-
album of its time.
This is the first time long where I can
His
actually
first three, maybe if you want to give him four for the
Long.
one where he's singing, like those albums are just timeless.
long. This
They
is the
are-
first
they are.
time. This is the first time I can actually say that I can look you in your face and tell you you are out of your mind if you don't like my Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Go back and listen to it.
Bruh.
Front to back.
I have.
He said that, and I listened to it. I was like, this is very much an album of its time. When you listen to the features,
It's just, I mean, it's not that it's horrible. I'm not saying it's horrible.
Not bad, but
I'm just saying, like, it didn't age as well as I had thought that it would when I was thinking about where I would put Kanye
Graduation
albums.
is probably his best aged album.
I like Graduation probably the most. Man, I like the two before that.
I thought the joint,
But
all the
Dark
stuff he
Twisted-
did
I
on
love Dark Twisted
Late
Fantasy.
Registration with John Bryan, like that's
Late
Yes.
Registration
that
is
still
amazing.
sounds incredible.
Yeah.
Those all sound great, but my Dark Twisted Fantasy sounds overproduced to me.
You think so?
I
don't know.
agree with
It's a great
I'm sorry,
album.
I gotta
agree with it.
disagree on that.
I enjoy it, but
And
I
this
was
is
like,
from a
once
listen
again,
like 3 months ago.
And I know you know
So-
what you talk about, so I respect it, both of y'all. But man, I love that album. Man.
I do too.
Like,
I mean, it has a special place. You know,
that
what I mean?
album's tough.
Yeah,
I
think about-
remember riding around Chicago when the singles were coming out. When you lived there,
yes,
going
yes.
to a live
I remember
one.
he
and
was
stuff
dropping
like
stuff
that.
every Friday.
I remember
Yeah, that's
what I
what I
was
mean.
doing and where I was.
Black
where I
Fridays.
was. I remember when all the lights would drop in the Casbah. I've been at the Casbah a long time.
Devil
But
in a
yeah.
New Dress, man. Like that's
Still in a new dress, but yeah, that's
Chain Heavy.
oof.
man. There's some heat on that album, bro.
That's not
Top
even
to
on the
bottom.
That's not even on there.
Gorgeous with Raekwon. What? Gorgeous.
Go back and listen to it. Like,
I'm gonna go back because I love that album myself, but I'll go back.
No, we're not trying to
Yeah, I go back.
disparage your love for the album.
Don't do that.
next album, next artist.
Cameron, Confessions of Fire.
Yep. Trash.
You good with it?
Isn't that his first album?
Yeah, it
You
was
good with-
I don't
cool.
know
That,
any
it was
Cameron
super
music, so.
mid, and he was real. The
artwork is
357.
terrible.
The artwork is trash.
The song he had with Usher.
he was
it's
rapping.
so
He was
good.
rapping
Man,
more
that,
on this, but
that
it
album
still
was
wasn't
mid
good.
than a mug to me, even back then.
The album artwork is awful.
He didn't really hit his. He didn't really out his stride really till he got a Def Jam and they started it really pushing.
SD
Diplomats.
was tight.
No, yeah, you're right. SD was
How
dope.
about 50 Cent Animal Ambitions? Shout out to
What? I don't
QB.
even, yeah, we don't
My
even
dude
remember that
QB
record.
and my dude Not Sent because they had a record on this album.
I don't
So,
even know, man.
One of my young boys
I know
got,
that he had a song
got a
with.
record on this
Yeah, I
album.
remember he had a song with like Trey Songz. And,
So that's the only reason I know it is because my
but
homie
no,
Not Sent.
no, we good.
50, stay in your television bag. That's where you shine.
Hey,
Okay.
shout out to
All
Meech and them for the BMF show. That is incredible. But
That's where they cut it off.
What about Little Brother Get Back?
Oh, let me pull the track.
No,
wait,
Get
whoa,
Back
whoa. Let me
was-
pull the track. Hold on. Let
don't
me pull
do
the
that.
track
Don't
list
do
up.
that.
And what I'm going
Jay-
to say here,
Jay
is
Moore
that-
says don't do that.
well, I mean, I agree with Jay Moore. Even though it's not- but what I'm going to say is, out of all of their projects, that might be
They'll get back.
Oh, you're right.
That might be the weakest link of all their projects. Or is it Left Back? I always get those two confused.
They got
Left Back came after Get Back.
yeah.
That's when they had pretty much they were
Which
like
one has Tigolo for Dolo on it?
Tigolo for Dolo is on
I
Fonte's.
guess it was get back.
Tigolo for Dolo is on Fonte's
No, it wasn't.
solo album, isn't it? No, Charity Starts at Home. Ain't that on that album? I thought that was on Charity Starts at
One of the
Home.
Little Brother albums started off with Fonte just rapping, like rapping by
You said
himself.
so. You said Get Back or Left Back?
I don't know the.
I got both. I got to pull it up.
I don't remember. I don't remember which
All
one.
right, so Get Back had.
But would you agree that one of those two is probably their weakest out of their whole catalog?
Yes, because you can't. The Minstrel Show and the listing,
And it's
we
an,
set
it's
those
an
over there.
impeccable catalog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, these albums are still good, but to your point, if we're gonna talk about weakest,
That's what I mean. Like,
yeah, I'm with you. All right, that's fair.
which one has the Lil Wayne song on it?
That's Get Back.
Let's Get Back.
That's probably the
This
one that
Don't
I
Go
would choose.
Breaking My Heart.
That's the one I would probably
After
say.
the Party was dope too. Shout
Yeah, I
out
like
to
that one
Khalid
too.
Duran. That was dope.
I like songs from all of it.
Step It Up was dope. Step My Game Up. That was cold. But yeah, this doesn't. It don't hit me like the Minstrel Show or the Listening,
or even
or-
their new one.
The new one is dope.
Yeah.
The most recent one I
May
should
the
say.
Lord watch.
Yeah, that's fire.
Chillin' Circuit stuff was dope.
Yeah, they had hella mixtapes. So I'm with it. But is there anything else before Red August said I got to get out of here? I was gonna say if there's anything else we forgot.
All right,
from
we got a
artists.
couple more. We can do it out in the
Yeah, we can do it on the
post-show.
post show. So shout out to the chat. We see y'all. We appreciate you guys as always. Remember, just go to Google and search anything New Old Heads. You'll find us there.
Support us directly on Patreon.
Please do, and also go to YouTube, subscribe.
Leave your
and-
comments so we can read them online.
Yes, hit subscribe and hit the bell for notifications on YouTube, and go to TikTok, man. We love the comments. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Peace.